Hey everyone, Mega Chaz here, coming at you with some Boruto anime review number 18. Yeah, I know it's been a while, people. I'm sorry. I've had some issues with some stuff and everything, but I think I have it all good now, so everything should be fine now. So, back to with the anime reviews on Boruto episode number 18. I know I jumped from 5 to 18, kind of a big deal, but I'm not going to sit there and go through all of the reviews from 6 to 17. I'm just going to start with number 18, jump right back into it. And I'll throw in some little things from other episodes too. I'll talk about some of those things, like Boruto's Eye. Still doesn't really make any sense to me. But first, if y'all haven't watched it, go open up a new tab, go and search it up on Kiss Anime, and go watch it, or Crunchyroll. Not sponsored yet though. Not sponsored yet though. But come on, hopefully they will. One day. So, in number 18, episode number 18, it's Himawari. She's being sick, and Boruto was remembering the time when his father got the ceremony from being the Hokage. And they're saying that they had some hard times with her too, but they have mentioned before too that Boruto, because when Boruto went to his grandfather, the Byakugan, I can't remember his name, but he went to him and they said there was only one special case that they had of the Byakugan being unlocked, and that was Himawari at such a young age. But that was because of her stuffed animal, and back when you're that age, seeing your stuffed animal's head ripped off does make a tragic thing happen to you. And I mean, you are pretty mad about it too. So that was the only special case that they had with the Byakugan being unlocked at such an early age was Himawari. And then they wanted to show Boruto to see if Boruto actually did unlock his Byakugan. But unfortunately, he didn't. He has this weird eye power that it's like a Byakugan, but not at the same time, because he did see the chakra points of a beast, but also seen its weak spot too when he was fighting it. So to me, it doesn't really make sense, because it's like he can see the chakra that was being controlled people, but he can also see the chakra network of it and the chakra points to it. But so it doesn't make sense to me. It's kind of like a cursed Byakugan to me. That's just me though, and I've heard some rumors saying that they've confirmed the name of it and all that, but I'm not gonna say if they have or haven't. I'm not gonna dig up too much information on that. I'm just gonna say it's the cursed Byakugan until they say the name in the anime, because to me that's the best way that they can confirm it. Because I mean, even in the manga, if they say it in the manga, then you can link that in the description below. But until then, I'm just gonna call it the cursed Byakugan. That's all I'm gonna call it, because that's my version of it. But in this episode, Boruto was just wanting his father. And one thing about Boruto, he doesn't hate his father. He just hates him for being the Hokage, because before he was the Hokage, he was around them almost all the time. He was always with them and doing stuff with them. But then, when he became the Hokage, he's always at the office now, and Boruto's not really liking that. He's wanting his father back. That's really what he's wanting. He's wanting more of the father and not the Hokage. Because every time he and in this episode, he was saying his stupid old man's not going to come for this. He's not going to come home for this. But then shortly after, he comes in because Himawari's sick, so he's coming home to take care of her, along with Boruto. So, and then he turns around to where his father can't see him, and he smiles a little bit. After he remembers about the ceremony and Himawari, because Naruto didn't go to the ceremony. He was knocked out by Himawari with her Byakugan. So I mean, there was that. But then it didn't. And then later on in the episode, they're fighting over what they're gonna cook Himawari. Naruto saying something about with rice. I don't remember what it was. And then Boruto saying hamburger steak, because that's what Himawari said she wanted when she was better, was a hamburger steak. So they're fighting over that. Well, Hinata gets mad and says, if you're too gonna be loud, go out. And she kicks him out of the house, so that way Himawari can have a rest and sleep. But then Naruto says he's gonna go back to the office because he left some work. But then he hears Boruto's stomach growl. So he's like, why don't we go get something to eat? And Boruto says, I thought you said you had work to do, but instead they go out to eat. Boruto goes along, and so Boruto asks, where are we going? Naruto takes him to a place, and it's Ichiraku Ramen. So, and I think that's pretty fun and Boruto. So, when they get there, they start eating, and it's talking, and then Naruto says, this place holds a lot of memories for me from the past. It holds a lot of special memories. So when they're doing, so then that when they're in there, he's talking a little bit, and he's wanting his father back, and he sees a little pamphlet for a movie. I can't remember the name of the movie or the actor that was in the movie, but he was also in a past episode because he was kind of chubby. And Naruto goes, "You like that kind of stuff?" He tries to hide it and say no, it's just his friends that like it, but Naruto can tell that he likes it. And then Naruto says that he took Hinata on their first date to Ichiraku Ramens, and Boruto really is like, really? Aren't you supposed to go to a fancier place than that? Naruto's like, your mom said she loved it and loved ramen, and she's loved it ever since. And Boruto's like, I don't see mom loving it that way. And later on in the episode, Chocho and Choji come in and start doing and they say they're gonna have a ramen eating contest. Chocho says she's going to beat the legendary Gluttony Queen. Boruto goes, what is that? What is that about? Naruto kind of dodges the question. So at first I was thinking that Naruto was the Gluttony Queen or something. They just mispronounced it and everything. But Naruto tries to play it off and just says, well, let's get back to it and let's get back to eating and before the noodles get soft. And so then later on they sat there for a little. They ate and sat there a little bit. And Boruto looks over and says that he wishes that their family was more like that. But then he's like, I'm saying that I want to be closer to my stupid old man and all that. So then they go out to pay and everything. But before they pay, Chocho says, I was just shy of beating the Gluttony Queen. So Boruto asks what's that about, and Ichiraku's Ramen's daughter says, you haven't told him yet? And Naruto says Boruto and points to the wall, and there's a picture of Hinata, who ate 46 ramen bowls. Like, holy cow. How come Naruto isn't on that wall? I could have just missed it, but I didn't think Naruto's on that wall. And I think the reason why Naruto dodged the question is because Hinata can eat more ramen than Naruto at Ichiraku Ramen, which I think is freaking hilarious. And everything. And that's really all that kind of happened in this episode, other than like Hinata looking at a picture that Boruto set down when he remembered that the ceremony to become a Hokage, and she remembers that day too. Later on in the day, and Naruto says that he recognized his dream of being the Hokage, but now he has a new dream that now he is the Hokage, that he sees the whole village as his family, and he's going to protect his family. That's really all that happened in this episode. And then in the episode preview too, also in the episode preview, that they showed like Chocho said she doesn't resemble her dad at all. Then she asked Sarada what if she resembled her dad, and Sarada says, I don't know, I can't remember my dad ever being around. So I think the next episode, because I have read part of some manga chapters, I've read some manga chapters and everything, but I haven't kept caught up with that. So I think the next episode, or newer episodes, is going to be about her going out and trying to find her dad, going to go find her dad, and everything. I think that's what it's going to be about. And in those manga chapters that I read, she doesn't think that Sakura is her mom anymore, that she's going to go out and try to find a real mom, which is Karin, that Sasuke was on the team with. She thinks that is her mom because of the glasses and everything. So she's going to go to find her dad, but then they also get in some trouble with that. It's funny because I call it a Donzo wannabe. It's legitimately a dude with, if I remember correctly, Sharingan eyes in his head. To me, it's a Donzo wannabe with his head and everything. But Naruto comes and saves her, and then she realizes that Sakura is her mom and everything. It's just a big old spill, and I think that's what's going to happen in the new episode and everything. But if y'all like and want me to keep up with this, leave a like, subscribe, comment below what all you think's going to happen in the new episodes, and I'll see y'all next time. See ya.